What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning back into the channel. This video is going to be a little bit different than the normal 550 exhaust, POVs and whatnot. Today, I'm going to be talking about a different car, and it's actually the car right behind me. So if you're used to the 550 stuff, then this video isn't for you. But if you're interested on what I'm doing outside the 550, then stay tuned. So I tried to do the Doug DeMuro. This is my 1994 Acura Vigor GS 4-speed automatic. I wish it was manual though. But the big thing about this, 1994, so that's 29 years, and it has 58,000 miles. 58,000, not 158. No, 58,000 miles. So previous owner had pretty much kept this as a garage queen, literally. The car's name is Betsy, according to the previous owner. It's been garage kept for its entire life, and it's in pretty decent shape. So just to give you guys a little background on what is the Acura Vigor. The Acura Vigor was the middle child of the Acura family back in the 90s. So by middle child, I mean there was three. There was the Acura Integra, the Acura Vigor, and the Acura Legend, the legendary Legend. The Integra was the 4-cylinder model, the Vigor was the 5-cylinder model, and the Legend was the 6-cylinder model. So I have the Vigor, I have 5 cylinders. So Japanese 5-cylinder is actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty nice. There were 3 generations of the Vigor. This is the 3rd gen. So let's get into the specs of the Acura Vigor, engine-wise at least. The engine name is a G25A. It's a 2.5 liter redlining at 6,800 RPMs to hear that beautiful inline 5 sound. Four-speed automatic, 176 horsepower and 175 foot-pounds of torque. So how did I come across this car? I was looking for a new car to daily. I was calling some family members, and I called my grandfather to see if he had anybody that was trying to sell a car that they weren't going to be driving. I just needed something. I needed a daily. The 550 was getting too costly on gas, and then I don't want to put too many miles on it. And I just wanted a second car. So I went ahead and talked to my grandfather, and he said that there was somebody that was interested in selling a car. He told me he would send me some pictures, and when he sent me the pictures, I had no idea what I was looking at. That was the first time that I've ever seen an Acura Vigor before in my entire life. I kept researching about it and found that there really aren't too many of these on the market right now. And those that are on the market are very high mileage, and there are only a few. They're probably like 200,000, 300,000 miles, and they have mismatched panels, doors, and paint's fading and whatnot. They've been through the actual 30 years of driving, and even those are selling for probably like $4,000 to $5,000. Guess how much I got this car for? 58,000 miles, 30 years old. I bought it for $4,500. $4,500. So it's been about 3 weeks now, and I've already done a few maintenance items and repairs. The only things that I've done is the oil change, oil filter, and spark plugs. I also fixed the power antenna, which was getting stuck at certain points. It was so much dirt and grime that it was to the point where the motor just couldn't push past it, and the antenna was just getting stuck. So I cleaned that up with some P-Blaster, and all is good. The car does have some repairs that are needed, which is understandable for a car at this age. First of all, the paint needs some help. There are scratches and scuffs on quite a few spots of the car. The paint is actually very nice, and I'm pretty confident that I can do it myself and try to get this paint back to its former glory. I really like the paint on this car. It's very unique. It's a black base, and then it has these gold sparkles in it, which just looks really nice. I like that. I can't see too much though with its condition right now, but it's certainly not bad. It's just, it could be better. And while we're on the topic of the body, the rear bumper is also popping out a little bit. It looks like the owner just may have backed into something and it just popped the bumper out. I'll take the bumper off and inspect it and make sure the mounting points are still good. Fingers crossed that it may just need to be remounted. All right, now onto the engine. So there's two oil leaks that need to be addressed. There's a leak from the valve cover gasket. It's leaking oil onto the back of the engine. It's also leaking a small amount of oil into one of the cylinder spark plug holes. So that spark plug seal is presumably bad. The second leak is from the timing belt cover. So I'm planning on replacing the timing belt along with the water pump, because apparently you're supposed to be replacing those probably around the same time that you do either or. The timing belt is rubber instead of an actual chain like most modern engines have, and I'm sure that belt is probably on its way out with its age, and it's most likely the original. So for the peace of mind, I'm just going to replace it. Rock Auto has a kit for the timing belt and water pump for relatively cheap, around $45 for a timing belt, the water pump, and some other components that are associated with those systems. The battery doesn't hold charge anymore as well, so that will need to be replaced. Like I said, I've only owned it for 3 weeks and it's already died on me like 3 times now. So I have to charge it real quick and then I'm able to drive it for a little bit and then it'll die again. Another thing is the windshield washer nozzle is clogged, and fortunately while I was diagnosing the windshield washer system, I broke the L that goes into the nozzle, and that snapped off because the plastic is brittle. The tube was very brittle. It's very hard to touch. The other nozzle is pretty good. It seems to be flowing pretty fine. I just need to replace that one nozzle and that hose, and that's fixed. The motor is working, so I don't have to get really deep in there, just a hose and a new nozzle. And then there's a few fluids that I want to take care of, such as the transmission fluid, since the shifts are a little jerky, the brake fluid, coolant, and power steering fluid. Moving on to the interior. The interior is actually pretty good. There's only 2 issues with the interior. Firstly, the cruise control doesn't work. It looks like the button for it is working, but the actual feature of it is not able to be activated. I've been told on the forums it's the clock spring inside the steering wheel that may be affecting this. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if that is the problem. I'm hoping that I can find another way to diagnose this instead of just throwing parts at it. The last thing in the interior is the center console needs to be reupholstered. Hopefully I can find an upholstery shop that can repair this with the same color. All right, so what are my plans with this car exactly then? The current plan is to restore the car to the best of my ability, enjoy the experience of owning it, take it to a few car shows to show off its beauty, and then sell it. When I was buying this car, I knew that I would be able to make a decent profit off of it whenever I would decide to sell it. To be honest, I could sell it right now and still make an okay profit, but I want to keep the car for a little, maybe for a couple months, because it actually looks pretty nice. It's fun to drive, sounds good, reliable. I'll tell you, the sound alone of this car is making me not want to sell it because it sounds so good. It's probably the closest I'll ever get to owning a V10. It's definitely a classic to those who know about this car, and seeing it in this day and age, this modern day, it's going to be pretty rare, pretty unique to see. But that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to show you what the new project car was going to be and to share my thoughts and goals with it. I'll be posting a few videos about my progress with it, so if you're interested on this car, stay tuned. I have a lot of maintenance I need to do, a lot of repairs. I got to fix that paint, so it's a good amount of content for this. But okay, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you for tuning in and watching throughout the video. If you enjoyed this video, or if you enjoyed any of my other videos, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, the whole shebang. It really helps me out and it lets me know what you guys want to see. Pretty sure it's probably more of the 550, but the 550 is still here, so you'll still get the 550. All right, thanks again. Have a wonderful day, guys.